Yo, what's good, YouTube? So, this is a workout I did this Saturday, all right? And this is a full lower body workout. So, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 tips to help you take your training to the next level. So, the first concept I'm going to be going over with you guys is changing up your training stimulus. All right, you can do that in so many different ways. You can change your rep ranges. You can go ahead and alter your exercise selection. You can change your rest times, and you can even change your training tempo. All right, you can take a more slow and controlled approach to a movement, or you could put in more powerful movements to force your muscles and your nervous system to adapt to a new style of training to stimulate growth. All right, so how I changed up my training stimulus this week was throughout my first year of bodybuilding, I did a high-low leg press, all right? And this was to build symmetry for my quads and hamstrings. And it did a great job of that as well as building strength. But this workout, I decided to do a close grip leg press instead at a neutral position. So instead of doing my typical 4 working sets of 12-12, 10-10, I did a quality warm-up set. I did a challenging set of 12, as well as a challenging set of 15. And here's a set of 15. My last set was off camera, and that was a triple drop set. All right? And for this works really well because I'm still focusing on getting full range of motion, slow and controlled, all the way down, all the way up. It's going to put a deep stretch on my quads and on my hamstrings, but it's still allowing me, because I'm changing up my rep ranges and my approach, is still allowing me to stimulate muscle growth in a new way. And this is going to help me retain as much muscle as possible during my cutting phase right now. All right, so the next way I changed up my training stimulus is with my dumbbell stiff-legged deadlifts for the week. So what I decided to do, instead of 90 seconds in between each set, like I always do for my compound movements, for my stiff-legged deadlifts today, I decided to do 60 seconds. And this was pretty vicious, especially with 10 to 12 to fail, all right? So this really started to, take a toll on my legs, my final working set. So I decided to strategically take a rest pause, and as I took the rest pause set, I used it as a tool to allow me to still hit my goal rep range for my final working set. So although it was more challenging because I had 30 seconds less rest than I usually do, I still was able to accomplish the goal. The next concept I have for you guys is properly targeting and prioritizing your weak points. So I know throughout my first year of bodybuilding, I really fell in love with the compound movements, but I had issues with my squat technique. So from that, the front of my quads are weaker. So now my approach to fixing it is, over the past 12 weeks, the first 6 weeks, I did a Smith machine sissy squat. Then I altered and learned how to properly squat with proper posture and technique on the Smith machine. And I'm still working on that. And I reintroduced hack squats. So I went lighter on hack squats weight-wise, but I did as challenging weight as possible on my hack squats to hit my 12-10-8 to fail rep range. So it may have not been pretty, but as long as I had proper technique and I went to fail on each set, that's all that matters. I'm stimulating growth on my upper quad, and I'm going to become more stable and strong from doing this exercise long term. So I'm going to be prioritizing this as a compound over the next 6 weeks. For the next concept I'm going over, we're going to be touching on RPE, so rate of perceived exertion. So RPE scale is used in hypertrophy as well as powerlifting. And RPE is to gauge how much effort you put into each set. So 10 is absolute maximal. Your fatigue's at an all-time high. You couldn't have put anything more into it. You poured your heart into it. And I'm just going to briefly sum up the scale. So 0 to 2 is very light. 3 to 4 RPE is light. 5 to 6 is moderate. 7 to 9 is hard. 10 is maximal. So for us as bodybuilders, it's best to be from a 6 to 10 range. So just briefly wanted to touch on that. I want to ask you guys a question. Where is your RP usually scaled, and how can you use that tool to properly benefit your approach to your training split each week and to get the most out of the volume of work you're putting in? All right, so the next topic we're going to be going right into is supersets. So this was a superset of a walking lunge directly into a lying leg curl. This is great because I'm getting quads, adductors, hamstrings. I'm getting so much work from the lunges, and then I'm using a lying leg curl, which is the best exercise to work your outer hamstring. And I'm getting these together. So I cut it up so you guys wouldn't have to watch me walk around all the people in the gym to go onto the machine. But I put these back to back. And why supersets can be so beneficial for bodybuilders is because it increases your heart rate and it can improve your cardiovascular conditioning by reducing your rest periods. And this can be great to increase your calorie burn for your workout as well as improve your muscle endurance. This is the stuff that's really going to push you to help you get cut up and accomplish all your training goals. So those are the 5 concepts I have for you guys. Thanks for watching. Jesus got you.